Hello and welcome everybody. Today we've got the match for the third place in the Wargame World Cup. On the NATO side we have ykkykky and on the Pact side we have Elukka. I have FIFA, our world champion here as my co-caster as always. And yeah, let's see how the game develops and how both of the players decide to play. So, FIFA, say something about your world championship. And yeah, I think you've got interviewed already, but some impressions maybe.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome once again. Well, we have waited for this match quite a while. I think 2 weeks almost.
Yeah, indeed.
So, if I was a betting man, unfortunately I'm not a betting man, but if I was a betting man, I would have betted on Elukka to win this. But we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, true. Actually, kind of the same for me because I think ykkykky played most of the games relatively similar. Not against Delta in the final. But yeah, let's see. Okay, I will talk a little bit about ykkykky's deployment here. It looks like he's going for one big blob. He's starting with one command. He has like, yeah, I think all the Marder VTS1s, a lot of Marder ones, some Weasels, some Radens, 2 AMX32s, something with more bang, couple of Hammets, Recon Gazelle, some Cannon Gazelles, Cobra, and a lot of infantry here. I'm not sure if these are Chasseurs or Chasseur Famas. Let's see. Yeah, he's got some Fuchs and Weasels here on the right side, maybe to secure or to flank here at Golf Charlie Delta. Let's see. Okay, let's have a look at Elukka's deployment.
Well, Elukka's mainly taking the units he has always taken. I see the T-64s again.
Yeah.
And some Charlos. Yeah, I noticed that he's not taking a lot of ground units. I count like, yeah, just the 4 tanks, the two T-64s and the 2 Charlos.
I count 4 Charlos actually and 4 T-64As.
No, you're correct. There's one at the front. Yeah, I didn't see that one. But still, that's like 6 units compared to ykkykky's, I don't know, 20 or something.
At least 20, I would say 25. Let's see. 12 Marder VTS1s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 Marder ones, 24. So we have the Weasels, the AM. Oh, okay. Let's say almost 30 units.
Yeah, that's not a fair fight. So the best way for Elukka to win this is to actually... well, he should take Bravo and play it very defensively and try to pick off as much points as possible while he retreats and force ykkykky to overextend himself.
Yeah, indeed. It's interesting because, yeah, Elukka always started a little bit like that. He keeps his FOB. He has only a few ground units and he's going for, yeah, some kind of map control thing, spreading some infantry and recon over there and just looking how his opponent plays and then try to react. The problem on this style of play is obviously that if your opponent decides to go for a lot of tanks and ground units and attack you straight on, you have some kind of a problem because you have no chance to stand some kind of attack ykkykky is planning here. So I think Elukka has quite a lot of points in reserve, so we'll see how he's using this reserve points. In fact, he has to use this reserve points really smart and really good to defend this or to get enough points to win this game. Okay, I would say let's do a countdown as always and start after go. So 3, 2, 1 and go. Yeah.
Yeah, in the current meta game of Wargame, there are, I think, 3 distinct playstyles. You have like the guys who like to start with a big army and take the high income zones, the so-called blobs. The rushers who just fast move along a road and try to take out your CVs. And you have like the campers will go for map control and then switch to artillery.
Yeah. And here at the moment we have Elukka, who's, I think he's a decent player in his more passive style of play. And we have Elukka, who's playing kind of the blob style and the big army style. So.
Yeah, and the problem, it's kind of like, I think it's kind of a bit like rock, paper, scissors. It's very hard to play defensive against a good blob style, but yeah, especially indeed. On a small map like this. I mean, on folder gap you can keep running away, and after a while you will have built enough points. And
yeah, indeed. On this map it's really hard because once the big army has reached the 4 pointers, you have not the biggest chances to get this ground back. So if you go for a blob style here, you definitely get the ground control. If your opponent does not have enough armor to stop it or give you a good V2 power. Okay, Elukka dropped some VPZU here at his spawn in the town. We mentioned it in the cast in the final, that this spawn can be blocked really easy because of the town, and yeah, actually good decision to put something fast there.
Yeah, you will notice that Elukka is actually playing pretty nice game in a manner that he has good map control, he spreads everything out.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, unfortunately, because he's spreading everything out, he's weak everywhere, and because ykkykky focuses his main forces, he can easily break through at any point he chooses to do so.
Yeah, true. This is actually some kind of a doctrine you should follow in Wargame, even if you play defensively. You need aggressive recon, and you should spread out your units once you know what your opponent is doing, that you can spread out your units in a logical manner. In this case, Elukka spreaded his forces really wide before he saw that ykkykky is coming with this big army, and now he has some kind of a problem. So the infantry ykkykky is using are actually legions. The legions are relatively strong for the price, but I don't know, I don't really like to play them. I prefer chasseurs or chasseur famas, but yeah.
And here you actually see the problem of Elukka's playstyle.
Yeah.
Even though he had a big reserve and he had the money to call in units to counter ykkykky's strategy, he simply doesn't have enough time for his reinforcements to arrive at the front line to make a difference.
Yes.
So the only option he has, and we have also seen that in my game against Tiga, is to call in choppers because of their speed. And simply 2 Rolands solved that problem for ykkykky.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, Elukka deployed, I think, like 3 Mi-17s here before he had to back up his command. I'm not sure if this were all of his reserve points. I actually think it were not, but I think he should have called in something more heavies, like T-80s or something like that, because ykkykky has only the 2 AMX-32s, which can actually fight efficiently against T-80s. So I think some more armor like T-64As or T-80s would maybe have given him a better chance in this case.
The problem is those T-80s would have been isolated and just would have been points that were given away to ykkykky. So you notice that Elukka is actually managing pretty well, and he keeps retreating, and he doesn't give away a lot of points. So
yeah,
that's actually the best strategy to deal with.
That's true, of course, but as we can see, ykkykky has a small point lead, and this point lead comes from the 4 Zalos, 1 T-64-8 now, and now he has no ground forces to defend this whole army here. I think he almost lost nothing of his initial fighting force. He has still like 7 Weasels, the 2 AMXs, a lot of Marder 1, a lot of VTS1, still the 12 VTS1s, and yeah, it's really hard now. There's no point that he can defend Alpha against this incoming blob.
No, but a blob like ykkykky is using, it's strong at the initial phase of the game, because if you can manage to force an early engagement, you'll get a big point lead. Yeah. But if you play against someone like Elukka, who keeps avoiding you, the light units, the Modern VTS ones and the Modern ones, aren't that good at in the late stage of the game because of their light armor. Once heavy units are being rolled out.
Yeah, that's true, but that's what I meant. He should have deployed some heavy armors and not the ton of Mi-17s, and now he calls in more Zalos, because the Maro ones and the VTS ones are of course very effective against the Zalos, but they are not effective against like T-80s or T-64s. Yeah, now the Moderonans are fighting against the Mi-17s.
Yeah, I think that was just a mistake because Elukka had to micromanage all his units to keep backing them up, so he probably forgot about the Mi-9 and lost them against the Rogan.
Yeah. Now the point lead for ykkykky is increasing. These two Mi-17s and the Mi-ATV are now relatively good in position. I think they're able to stun most of the incoming blob soon.
Yeah, I think you were right. He should have called the T-80s when he saw the big blob, but he shouldn't have called it at Bravo. He should have called it at Alpha, and if he had them now deployed at a good defensive position, he could have...
yeah, indeed. Indeed. Now there are some Gazelle cannons incoming over the VPZU.
They shouldn't have a problem killing the Gazelle cannons.
No.
Close enough.
One is down. And the second will go down as well. Okay, one interesting thing we shouldn't forget to mention is Elukka dropped his VPZU at his spawn here, and he's moving his VPZU to Foxtrot now, and then second infantry, because ykkykky started with one. This bug when you focus the helicopter who is going down. Ykkykky started with one command, but it's actually pretty good defended. He has like 7 Rardens and 2, I think, Fusiliers or in the Saracen, and yeah.
Yeah, but this is also a problem if you play like ykkykky or like me. You tend to lose map control a bit and allow your opponent opportunities like this, where special forces can creep close to your CV.
Yeah, that's true, but ykkykky has a relatively good defense here, so let's see what this VPZU can do. As I mentioned, it's the only CV ykkykky has. Elukka has 2 of them, but they both are now in alpha, and the map control is basically completely on ykkykky's side.
And here you see actually why I always sell my FOB.
Yeah.
If you didn't have the FOB, the Mars would have been out of fuel, and they would have been pretty useless there. In the
yeah, indeed. Ykkykky fueled up his whole army, and he repaired his whole army on his on Elukka's FOB. Elukka destroyed the FOB now with the Mi-17s, but yeah, it was a little bit too late because the FOB helped ykkykky a lot here to keep on the pressure at Alpha.
And here's another funny fact: he sent his entire armored force into the forest. Normally, you shouldn't do that, but I guess if you have enough tanks, you can afford to lose a few to kill the infantry in the forest.
Yeah. I don't know, I think, yeah. Ykkykky was just thinking all in or nothing, and in this case, and yeah, sent all of them here into. We have a small fight, another Gazelle cannons are fighting against one SPV here at Charlie.
Indeed.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the VPZU at Foxtrot are coming closer to the CV. Still not recognized.
If you look at the points, considering map control, ykkykky is actually just ahead 200 points. So, as I said, Elukka is managing pretty well. Yeah. I think Ben Guru had a good video on this, but the rush, as long as you manage to extend the rush, it will become less dangerous, and your chances to survive and win increases the longer the rush continues.
Yeah, that's true, but in this case, ykkykky was able to refuel his rush at the FOB, so this is a little bit a changing of the rule set here. But you're right, ykkykky is losing more and more of his tanks here, of course. But let's see what the VPZUers are doing here at Foxtrot. They killed one Rarden already. And I'm not sure if ykkykky actually noticed it. Second Rarden is down.
No, I don't think he noticed it yet.
No, me neither. Okay, let's see at Elukka. Now he sees the command armor.
And now it takes a shot.
It takes a shot and
Oh,
it
well, it
missed.
misses.
It
It would have
misses.
been an instant kill if he hit, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. And yeah, that was really unlucky for Elukka. Now,
At this point, he could have won the game.
yeah, this could have been the winner for him. And yeah, but I think this one is over here. The VPZUs. Now let's follow it a little bit longer. Fusiliers are heading 3 VIBs, I think, with Legions or Chasseur from us again coming.
Well, they should make short work of the Fusiliers.
Yeah.
If you had focused on the Fusiliers first.
Yeah, but now the VPZU are out of rockets and there's kinda no point to get this command armor down.
Yeah, a bit of a waste.
Yeah. Really unlucky for Elukka here, definitely. Yeah, meanwhile, I think both of them are concentrating on the VPZUs because we see not that much of move at Alpha here. He has some VTS1s sneaking around.
Yes, the two Rolands, ykkykky.
Yeah, they try to dodge the Zealous, and the AMX-32s are able to get good shots on the Zealous, so no chance for them. Unfortunately, yeah. Meanwhile, the VPZU are still fighting brave, but
Oh, they're still alive.
yeah. But now they're routing, only 2 of them left. They will go down really soon. Oh, no, still not. Okay. Meanwhile at Alpha, not that much of a movement. He has his 2 Mi-17s here, but the Rolands are coming back. AMX-32s are aiming at the Zealous again.
If you look at the reinforcement arrow of Elukka,
Yeah.
ykkykky actually managed to position 2 more the VTS1s there.
Yeah. Relatively close to his 2 commands.
Yeah, if he moves them over the hill now, he can kill the CV.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, the Eaglas are now shooting at the Gazelle.
And still, it's just 200 points ahead. If he had like an Buratino or something and just
And Buratino would have been the perfect tool here, just to shoot at this small wood where all the troops are. The Buratino would be able to take down, I think, all of them with one good salvo. Or, yeah,
well,
he would.
yeah, I think the MX-32s are pretty weak.
Yeah, the
Rolands
MX
damaged, so.
Yeah, a Buratino would really cause some kind of doom here. Yeah. I don't think that he has the money to call in a Buratino with 150 points, and it's kind of a gamble.
But now Elukka's cornered at this little at Alpha, his spawn point, and he doesn't have any units behind enemy lines, so he can't hope for a sudden victory by CV kill. So yeah.
Yeah, he still has the VPZU here between Alpha and Charlie, but they would have a long way to Foxtrot here, and the command is even better protected. So yeah, indeed. Now ykkykky is pushing forward with his last tanks here in Alpha, and he still has a lot of them. He still has a lot of VTS1s, Marder 1s, and the MX-32s.
Yeah, the trick now is to just cause enough damage to slowly whittle down that armored force of ykkykky, so Elukka can gain a point lead. Because income-wise, there's not a big difference. Ykkykky has Foxtrot, 2-point income, and Elukka has 1-point income. That doesn't make
that much of a difference. Indeed, yes, definitely. But yeah, Elukka is getting out of infantry here. And
yes,
there's just a few meters between his 2 commands and the big tank army.
That's the problem of the motor shoots, and they're good, but there are too few of them.
Yeah, they are good, but they are not. I think if he had Motor Streltsy in his deck and just spammed Motor Streltsy in the woods here, it would have been a big difference.
Well, at least it would have been a lot more difficult for ykkykky.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean the not the Russian ones. I mean the Czech ones. Motor Streltsys for 10 points. Just
Oh yeah, with the C.
yeah, with the C. I mean them. They would have made a big difference here. I think the Modschützen are okay against vehicles, but not comparable to the Motor Streltsy, the Czech ones. But yeah, okay. Here now, two Gazelle cannons are flying over one of the command armors, and I think.
Well, it's a pain to hunt down CVs with gazelle cannons in the forest.
Yeah, it's a pain, but it's possible, and I think you will get it. Yeah, one is down, unfortunately, but I'm not sure if Elukka saw the ykkykky saw the second one.
No, probably not.
Probably not. Otherwise, he would have hunted it.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
just a slow death for Elukka, unfortunately.
Yeah, indeed.
We should speed it up a bit, I think.
Yeah, we can speed it up maybe to 3 or 4 times speed.
2-3 times.
Okay, I will do now.
Alright.
4 times.
Weapons.
Okay. Yeah. Here, as we can see, ykkykky is calling in some VIBs with infantry.
Yeah, probably wise. Just to clear out the forest of those annoying motor shoots.
Yeah. Some new Gazelle cannons are incoming, but the SPVs get one down, and the Modschützen at the command get the second one down. Okay, but the Chasseur from us were able to take two Modschützen squads down here, and yeah, the VPZU get hunted by one VAB, and the Marder one, I think, get Charlie. Yeah. As you said, a really slow death for Elukka here. Ykkykky now has like 1565 points. The FOB was killed by Elukka, so Elukka lost like 1664 worth on points now. So as we can see, he lost almost everything now. He has only just a few infantry squads, his command, one OSA, one VPZU left. And now the Recon Gazelle and the VIBs are hunting the poor command.
Oh, you gotta admire Elukka for not giving up.
Yeah, indeed. Ah, no, the command is routing. The Chasseur from us are close. And yeah, it's over. Okay. Yeah. What do you say about this game? It's a little bit sad to watch, because I think, yeah, Elukka is a good player, and he could have played maybe a little bit different, and he could have smelled what ykkykky is planning. But yeah, it is how it is, and ykkykky won with his style against Elukka here in the match for the 3rd place.
Well, actually, I think Elukka did know that ykkykky was going to try this rush, and he chose to play a strategy anyway because he's the strongest with it. And if you think about it, he did actually do pretty well. I think the first 50 minutes he managed to pull back pretty well and have an orderly retreat, and the point difference wasn't that big. But the problem is, when you are on the defensive like that, small mistakes can cost you the game. And you mentioned a few, like calling the Mi-17s instead of buying some heavy tanks.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, Elukka had really bad luck that his VPZU were missing this command armor. That could have been the game changer for Elukka, but yeah, in this case, you can have bad luck in this game, and yeah, then you lose. So, congratulations to ykkykky for his 3rd place, and let's see. I'm really looking forward to the beta. There are rumors that the beta for Allen Battle will be released or opened in a couple of days or few weeks.
Well, I think 2 weeks ago it said like in an interview that it would have that it would release within 3 weeks, and we are now in the third week.
Yeah, indeed. So maybe we will get some news soon. Now after the cup is finished, because this was definitely the last match in this cup. We waited
I
a long
definitely
time.
hope so, that it won't be a rematch or something.
Yeah, indeed. Same for me. It was a long time, this cup. How long did it take? Like 3.5 months now?
Yeah, 3.5 months.
Yeah. Yeah, really interesting. I learned a lot within this cup, in training matches and replays. So, yeah. We waited a lot, so long for this match. This was the reason why we didn't cast any other replays. I think we will do maybe some more in the future. Maybe some good ranked matches. I'm thinking about casting some team games as well. I have some good ones saved. So let's see what we find in the future to cast. And as always, if you have some good replays, we are always open for it. You can send it to me. You can add me in-game or in Steam as an Elukka, or in the forum you can write me a PM that we have some good material to cast for you. Okay, thanks for watching, and if you liked it, would be really nice if you press the subscribe button, and see you the next time.
See ya.
Ciao.